Hello ladies and gentlemen, Safehouse here, bringing you today the Dzemael Darkhold, which is level 44 dungeon. This is the final boss and his name is Batraal. He's a pretty tough sort of character. This is a rough dungeon, I tell you that. Yeah, I actually did it twice in the end to get one of the clips correct that I didn't get exactly how I wanted. And well, I regretted doing it twice because it was not fun. It's hard, it's very hard, especially with my latency from Australia. But back to the boss fight anyway. As you can see, he's just spawned a crystal that's shooting a laser out and it is making him invulnerable. So you just need to hold party, jump over there, destroy that crystal as quick as you can. The crystal does a little AoE, which you're seeing coming up now. As you're destroying the crystal, as you can see, that boss is doing a line attack with, you can see that the red AoE lines there showing you. If you get hit by that attack, you will die. There is no ifs or buts about it, you will die. It does between like 4 and 5k damage. I've been hit by it more than once before, and yeah, it's not fun. The boss, he does a few little spinning attacks. As you can see, if you're in melee range, you're going to hit that. We're going to cop that, sorry. It does a bit of damage. Your healer can heal through it. If you're a Lance like me, you've got some healing abilities, you can heal yourself back up. It's not a huge amount of damage, but pretty much just tank and spank here, just keep getting him down. He will eventually spawn another crystal. You have to kill the crystal, he's going to keep doing those line attacks. The parties I was in, we struggled a lot with the wipes, getting hit by that laser, that one laser that he does that kills you in the one shot. It makes it really hard when you just mess up that one bit and it gets you down. Especially because healers, the revive actually takes a fair bit of time when they're sitting in the one spot, which isn't good in fights, especially like this one. And it uses quite a bit of mana, and you'll notice by the end of each sort of fight, the healer is very low on mana. Another crystal has just spawned, as you can see on screen, trying to DPS it down. The best thing to do, I have found, we didn't actually do it with this group, but in my other group we did, is when you DPS in the crystal is when he throws out those line attacks that one-shot you most. He actually picks out a target. He'll throw 3 of those line attacks at that one target, and then he'll switch to another one. You'll be able to tell, there's a little thing that comes up on the screen telling you that he's choosing a target, and if you get a little target on you, it just hovers over your core, something like the middle of your body, it just hovers there, and yeah, you know you've been picked out, and you should just run away. Just run away to somewhere that the rest of your team isn't, because it can be hard if you don't really know what's coming. So if you know, at least if you know your target, you know what's coming, and it makes it a bit easier. Especially if you're constantly moving, he tends to throw not where you're going, but like exactly where you are. So if you're moving all the time, you're not going to get hit by it. So that'd be my number 1 tip. Just throwing down the limit break now. As you can see, we've got the limit break up to number 2. Does a fair bit of damage though. It gets him down pretty quick. But as you can see, our other DPS has gone down, and the boss still has a fair bit of health. Our healer, as you can see, only has 147 mana and is just using mana just as soon as they get it, they're just using it. As fast as it's regenerating, it's being used, so I believe she does have enough for a revive though, and yes, the DPS has just come back up now. So as you can see, there is a lot of AoE in this fight. You've just got to make sure you stay out of it. It is pretty difficult, this one. With the second party we did, actually didn't even make it through this fight. Our healer just kept getting hit by that line attack, and you can't do it without your healer up. Pretty much if anyone else goes down, obviously your healer can res, but if your healer goes down, well, you're in a lot of trouble. So all your healers out there, make sure you're not getting hit by that attack. But otherwise, he does have one more trick up his sleeve, and that is he throws these little AoEs down the ground, which he has just done now. They're just like big black purple circles. Don't stand in them, they do damage. And he does have a phase where he gets like a few of those circles on the ground, and he does an ability that sort of explodes all those circles up, and if you're in it, it does a lot of damage. I was just passing over one when he did it before, and it really did hurt me. It took me a bit by surprise. You see there, he's DPS'd me down a bit, just picked me out and hurt me a bit, but the healer's healing through it. As you can see, the other DPS has gone down again, so we're just going to have to 3-man the rest of this. The healer definitely doesn't have enough mana to get another revive out of it, or enough time for that matter. So we just have to keep down without him. Hope for another limit break. It's not too far away, but then again the boss is starting to get pretty low. I don't believe there's any more crystals either actually, so it's just about dodging these purple circles on the ground, staying out of them. There does get a fair few more, and he just starts to throw out the one-shot laser fire attack just more regularly. It's not necessarily in crystal phase like it is before. In the early stages of the fight, he only does that attack in the crystal phase, so makes it a bit more predictable when he's going to do it. So there was the explosion just there with those purple circles. They disappear afterwards, so just make sure you're not standing in them when it happens. I'm popping on my cooldowns and even using a health pot. Just it's getting a bit intense, and I definitely don't want to fail this fight now. I really don't want to have to do it again, so making sure I pull out all the stops to ensure that we're going to get this little baby down. Limit break just came up, but someone else got to use it before me. I believe it was the tank there. That's alright, you know, a bit of extra defense is fine. You know, probably could have done more with the extra damage, but we're going to get through it anyway. As you can see, it is a pretty long fight, so I believe this video goes for about 7 minutes, and obviously at least 6.5 minutes of that is the fight. It obviously doesn't help that we are missing a DPS at the moment, but you know, it is still a long fight. As you can see, I got taken very low there, managed to just get out with a backflip and get some heals from the healer before I decide to go back in. So the boss is getting low. We are going to get him down. There's a few tricks to this dungeon. It is a rough dungeon, the whole thing, not just this fight. So there's 2 more videos to come on the 2 mini bosses before this guy. They are very complicated as well, so I'll make sure I explain them too. So they're coming up probably tomorrow, so check them out as well. I'll put them in the description when they're up, and you're probably going to need to watch them before you do it, especially if no one in your party's ever done this fight before. You're going to need at least one person knows what they're doing, otherwise it's actually going to be impossible. So there he goes down, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video and this helped you out. Thank you very much for watching, and if this video helped you out or you just enjoyed it, please smack that like button, or you can also subscribe to my channel for more videos similar to this one. Thanks guys.